Before cities, before writing, before the wheel, one tool cracked open the ground and pulled out every metal that built the modern world. Beneath our feet lies more than 40,000 kilometers of mineshaft. Every single one of them was dug with some version of the same tool. The pickaxe, older than writing, older than bronze, older than the wheel. From a Neolithic chalk mine to the best-selling video game on Earth. To understand why the pick matters, go back 10,000 years. There is no metal, no copper, no iron, just stone, bone, and fire. Flint made civilization possible, sharp enough to cut, hard enough to scrape. And it was buried underground, sometimes 30 feet deep. Neolithic people became the world's first miners. They faced a hard problem. How do you dig through solid chalk with only what nature gives you? The answer was attached to a deer's head. Red deer antler, dense, curved, and hard, turned out to be nearly perfect for the job. At Grimes Graves in Norfolk, England, archaeologists have identified hundreds of mine shafts dug around 4,000 years ago. Every one of them dug with antler picks. Miners gripped the base of the antler and swung the tine into the chalk, cracking it loose. 30 feet down, by torchlight alone. Archaeologists found hundreds of discarded antler picks in a single Grimes Graves shaft, a snapshot of prehistoric labor, frozen in chalk. Around 5,300 years ago, a man we now call Ötzi the Iceman was crossing the Alps. He carried a copper axe. Copper was the first metal humans could work, found pure in the earth, hammered cold into shape without smelting. The Metal Ages had begun. Here's the twist. To mine copper, you needed a pick. As copper demand grew, so did the need for better picks. The pickaxe began feeding its own evolution. Around 5,000 years ago, smiths in the Near East discovered that mixing copper with tin created bronze, harder than either alone. Bronze picks could bite rock that copper couldn't. At Hallstatt in Austria, Bronze Age miners worked with bronze picks and hammers from around 1200 BCE. Salt was the prize. The pick was the method. From around 1200 BCE, ironworking spread out of Anatolia across the ancient world. Iron was harder than bronze and far more available. A better pick was now possible everywhere. In the Iron Age, the pickaxe found its final silhouette, iron head, pointed end, wooden handle. You would recognize it instantly. It looks like today's. The Romans industrialized mining. At Rio Tinto in southwestern Spain, they ran copper and silver operations hundreds of feet deep, lit by oil lamps, driven by enslaved labor. Roman iron picks have been found at Rio Tinto, still embedded in the walls where miners left them nearly 2,000 years ago, nearly identical to a pick today. By some estimates, Rome employed hundreds of thousands of enslaved people in its mines. Every coin, every aqueduct, every legionnaire's armor started with a pick swing. After Rome, European mining slowed but never stopped. By the 12th century, silver mines in Germany's Harz Mountains were fueling a revival in European commerce. Medieval miners organized into guilds with their own laws and emblems. Their symbol was two crossed picks, a mark that survives in mining logos worldwide today. For most of human history, coal was a curiosity. Wood and charcoal ran the world. Then English forests ran low, and a filthy black rock was about to change everything. In County Durham, South Wales, and the Midlands, coal lay underground. Getting it meant going down on your knees in the dark and swinging a pick. Coal miners, called hewers, worked lying on their sides in seams sometimes 2 feet high, swinging a short-handled pick called a mandrel in near darkness. Underground conditions forced a redesign. The mining pick grew shorter and heavier, with a flat end for undercutting coal and a broader end for levering it free. By 1850, Britain mined around 60 million tons of coal per year, almost entirely by hand. The pickaxe was the real engine of the Industrial Revolution. Before the Mines Act of 1842, children as young as 5 worked in British coal mines. The older ones were given picks and told to dig. In the 1870s, cheap Bessemer steel replaced wrought iron in pickaxe heads. Steel held its edge longer and didn't shatter in cold shafts. By 1880, the pickaxe had reached its final form: steel head, pointed end, and flat chisel end set on a hickory handle. A design still sold today. In 1849, tens of thousands of 49ers flooded California. Merchants who sold picks and shovels often made more than the miners who used them. Levi Strauss came to San Francisco to sell goods to miners, canvas pants among them. The same gold rush that made the pick famous also gave us blue jeans. When gold was found in Canada's Yukon in 1897, over 100,000 prospectors set out. Many froze, most failed. Everyone carried a pick. By the early 1900s, pneumatic drills began replacing hand picks in large mining operations. But hand picks never disappeared. Hand picks remain essential wherever machines can't fit: archaeological digs, developing world mines, small quarries. Someone, right now, is breaking rock with a tool Neolithic miners would recognize. The pick outlasted every rival as a cultural symbol because it is irreducibly honest. Just force, edge, and persistence. It became shorthand for labor itself. Crossed picks appear in the coats of arms of mining towns from Germany to Peru, in union logos and miners' memorials across the world. In 2009, a Swedish developer named Marcus Persson, known as Notch, released Minecraft. The tool at the center of its gameplay was a pixelated pickaxe. Persson didn't choose the pick arbitrarily. Mining for resources to build better tools is the oldest loop in human civilization. Minecraft made it visible and satisfying. Minecraft has sold hundreds of millions of copies, the best-selling video game in history. Its pickaxe progresses from wood to stone to iron to diamond. Wood to stone to iron to diamond, Minecraft's material progression isn't fantasy. It's 10,000 years of actual technological history compressed into a game. Today you can buy a steel pickaxe at any hardware store. The design hasn't changed meaningfully since 1880. Somewhere in Norfolk, 4,000 years ago, a miner gripped a red deer antler and swung it into chalk. That motion, weight, arc, impact hasn't changed. Every metal age of human civilization began underground. None of it happens without someone going into the dark with a pick. Every railroad, every skyscraper, every phone in your pocket contains metal a pickaxe first broke loose from rock. The pick didn't just open the earth. It built everything above it. The pickaxe isn't a relic. It's a through line from a Neolithic miner in Norfolk to a child playing Minecraft, the same motion, the same purpose, unchanged. This is Origins. Subscribe and come back tomorrow. There's a new origin every single morning.